This is Late Night Health. I'm Mark Alyn. Our guest is Pat Duckworth. She's the author of Hot Women Rock. In a little bit, in our next hour, a mutual friend of ours will be joining us, Robert Clancy, the author of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Soul. We're talking about finding something else to do after you've worked for 20, 30, even 40 years. Is there an age limit on this, Pat? Can anybody do this?
I don't believe there is. I studied through the Open University, which I think is a brilliant institution here in the UK. One of my tutors was 82 years old. He was teaching creativity and creative thinking, and he used to travel to Eastern Europe to tutor out there. And so I take a leaf from his book. If he could be still teaching people at that age, that's what I'm going to be doing.
I love it. We had a guest on who works about 60 hours a week. He's a car salesman, and he doesn't need to, but he told me, what else would I do? I love helping people find cars. You know, every whatever floats your boat, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's his passion. He's finding a way to help people, and obviously that's what he loves, and so it's not really work.
Do you think, and do you find that with your clients, that most people, after working in what would be a humdrum, maybe even a boring gig, a boring job, that they want to help make the world better, they want to help others, as well as make money for themselves?
Yeah, the money, when you become an entrepreneur, particularly a midlife entrepreneur, the money isn't the motivator. Money's never a great motivator anyway. People think that it is, but it's not. You have to be motivated by your values, the things you think are important. One of the ladies I know, she ran a sweet shop, a candy store.
Okay.
And she'd run it for years and hated it. And then she realized she needed to do something different, and what she loved was making pottery. And so she changed into making pottery and selling that in the shop. She was a much happier person, you know. She'd found her thing. She would talk about it, interact with people in the store in a way that she never did when she was selling candy. So when you find your thing, you just get really enthusiastic about it.
How do you find your thing? How do you know?
For some people, it's a dream that they've always had. You know, it might be connected to a hobby that they had and they want to have more of it in their life. It might be that in the course of their work, they see an opportunity. They see a problem that's not being solved for people. It might be that they always wanted to do an evening class and learn something, and from that learning, they decide to do something new. So it's about being open to the opportunities and open to your own creativity, because this is about creating something. It's not about having a business, it's about creating a business.
You know, you mentioned earlier that many people go into jobs because their families say, oh, you're smart, you should be a lawyer or a doctor. And they end up hating it. They hate their lives. And now they have an opportunity at 50, 60, 70, 80 to do something differently. Is that a time when they say, gee, I want to be a landscape architect, or I want to be a gardener, I want to do something other than what I've done?
Absolutely, yeah.
You can't do it, don't do it, don't. How do you react to that? What should you say?
Well, I say if you have an idea, there's something you want to do and you feel passionate about it, the people who have supported you in your first career are not necessarily going to be the people who support you in your next one. Friends and family love you as you are, and they don't particularly want you to change that much. And also they're frightened for you, and fear isn't a growth emotion. So if you want to get supported because you want to do something new, you're going to have to find people who accept that this is a change you're going to make. These might be new people in your life. They might be different people from the ones you're working with at the moment. You've got to surround yourself with some positive people.
And that can often be difficult, as we both know, especially if you're going to become a different person because you're changing. You're leaving maybe older folks, older friends behind, while at the same time you're going out to explore and find new ones.
Yeah, and it's not about not seeing those friends again. They're still your friends. I'm not expecting you to abandon them, but they're not people to listen to for business advice unless they are business advisors.
And
You know, you're going to have to find people who are the ones who are going to encourage you, the people who are, part of your new network, your new business network, and the ones who are going to say, yeah, go on, give it a go, you can do it.
Pat, why should people pick up your book? Both women and men.
Because, firstly, the first half of it gives you a lot of exercises to do to get you in the right mindset for your new job. This isn't a here's how to find an office and here's how to find staff. This is about getting your head in the right place, which is
Your head in the
absolutely
game.
crucial. And the second half of it is stories of women who made that change at midlife. So if you're thinking, oh, it's okay for Pat, she could do that. Well, there are 21 other women's stories in there that are all very different. They all got to that point and made a change, and they had challenges and obstacles, but they did it, and they're inspirational.
We're out of time. We're going to bring Pat back in about a month, maybe 3 weeks or so. We're going to talk about her other book, which is based on menopause and how hypnotherapy can help. And then we'll touch base again on midlife entrepreneurial mojo, Hot Women Rock. Pat, thanks so much for joining us today here at Late Night Health.
It's been a real pleasure, Mark. Thank you.
All right, Late Night Health continues. We'll be back after this.